Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day. In today's video, I wanted to do a pink ombre eyeshadow. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button so you can see more of my videos. It is my goal to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. So if you guys like my videos or you like the makeup that I do, I would greatly appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. Anything that I use will be listed down in the description box below. If you'd like to see how I do this, then keep on watching. I went ahead and did my left eye off camera, and I'm going to show you how I do it on the right side. I'm going to use some tape for this, that way I have a nice straight line. I'm going to be using two different palettes for this. I'm going to be using the Morphe and James Charles palette. I'm just going to be using one eyeshadow out of this. The majority of the eyeshadows are going to be coming out of the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Conspiracy palette. Since I'm doing like an ombre pink, I wanted to make sure I had like a bunch of different types of pinks, that way I can do a nice gradient. Conspiracy palette has two pink shades, but the James Charles palette has one really hot pink shade that I like, so that's why I'm using two different ones. If you have a palette that has all the shades in it that you want, like, you can do that. You don't have to use multiple palettes. To start this off, I'm going to use a tapered blending brush by Morphe. This does not have a number, but it's like one of my favorite brushes. It's so soft. I'm going to go into this Not a Fact shade in the Conspiracy palette. This is going to be the middle dark shade. I'm going to darken this purple up with a black, but this will be technically the darkest shade. I'm just going to be darkening it a bit. I'm also going to be taking the purple into my inner corner, just kind of like in a semicircular shape, just so I can get that purple right above where that cut crease is going to be at. I feel like I haven't filmed a video in so long because of the holidays. We've been so busy, and like I was trying to get videos filmed ahead. That way I had them ready to upload when it was time to upload and have to disturb my holidays to get them filmed and stuff. So I feel like I haven't filmed in like a week, and I do 2 videos a week. So like it's really weird for me. I'm not going to be too worried about getting eyeshadow on that inner corner, just because I'm going to be cleaning it up with some micellar water so I can cut the crease. Next shade I'm taking is called My Rides here. This is the darkest shade in the Conspiracy palette. I'm using a small blending brush to blend this on the outer third. And this is just going to darken that purple up. I'm also going to do the same thing but bringing it towards my inner corner. It's just felt like forever since I filmed. But I had some good holidays. I hope you guys had some great holidays, had some good food, because I had 3 different Thanksgivings, I think. All 3 of them were great. I love Thanksgiving food. I actually made my first turkey this year for my family's Thanksgiving, because we had it at my house this year instead of my mama's. So I did the turkey, and my sister helped cook a lot of sides, and then I did stuffing, and I did one more thing. I made homemade biscuits, not biscuits. I made homemade bread. So I made like the dinner rolls, that's what they're called. I made homemade dinner rolls for the first time as well. They turned out okay, they just needed more butter. So I think I'm going to try them again next time and just add a little bit more butter than the recipe said. And I think they'll turn out really nice and buttery, because they were nice and flaky. They just weren't buttery enough. And I had like added butter to the top of them before serving them. But my turkey turned out good, and my dinner rolls turned out good. The turkey was a little dry. I cooked it too long. I have one of those turkeys that had like the syringe inside of it that like helps you tell what the internal temperature is. And I've read somewhere that like when that thing pops out, it's actually overcooked. But I had like a ton of people say that like when that thing pops out, it's supposed to be done. So like I'm not really for sure how you're supposed to tell when your turkey is done with that little syringe in there, because it kind of seems kind of pointless if it's overcooked once it's popped out. But like how else are you supposed to know unless you have like a meat thermometer, and we just didn't have one, because I would have preferred to do that instead, but I just didn't have one. So I'm not really for sure, so I was a little upset about that. Other than that, the taste was good though. Now that the outer shade is the way I want it, I'm going to start working on the cut crease. I'm taking a Q-tip and some micellar water. I'm going to take the Q-tip with the micellar water and just clean up that lid, so that way when I put the cut crease on, I have a clean lid to work with. And I'm going slightly above the crease because I have a deeper set eye, so I don't want the cut crease to be hidden. I did not clean this one up as well as the last one, but I think it'll be okay. I'll fix it after I do the cut crease. Something I am going to do that I learned from the other side, when I did this micellar water, it kind of darkened up this outer purple shade. Like, it made like a really dark line and made it hard to blend. So I'm going to take my finger and just kind of blend it out and kind of dry it up. And hopefully this will make it easier to blend with the pink shade. For concealer, I'm going to use the matte concealer. It's a Studio Finish concealer in the shade NW15. And the brush I'm using is just a flat Morphe brush. Again, it's a brush that doesn't have a number on it. All of the brushes that I use that have numbers on it are dirty, and I just haven't had a chance to clean my brushes, so I'm sorry that I'm using a bunch of brushes that don't have numbers. Try not to do that. It's just I've been so busy lately that it's been really hard to get time to clean my brushes. I don't even understand why it's so hard to get around to cleaning brushes, because it takes 5 minutes to clean brushes with soap and water, and I just don't take the time to do it, and I really should. Just like half the time I forget until I'm sitting down trying to do a video. I'm like, I need to clean my brushes, and I can't do it right now because I need to do a video. But I hope you guys had some good Thanksgiving food and didn't have a complete awful time spending time with family, because I know sometimes family can be a little complicated. I love my family, so I'm happy to be with my family, because the questionable side of my family, I actually had a lot of fun on that side. For once, wasn't uncomfortable. So the cut crease shape is a little messed up just because I taken too much of the purple off on the top, but I will clean that up afterwards. I'm going to switch to the James Charles and Morphe palette really quick for the dark pink shade. Using a 213 brush. This brush actually has a number. I'm going into the shade Skip. This is this really dark hot pink shade, and this is the shade I'm also going to blend into that purple. And when I like doing an ombre eye look, I like taking the darkest shade and then blending into the lightest, because then you can just take the dark shade, kind of blend it towards where the next shade is going, and it'll kind of already ombre it out. So then you just add the next shade like kind of on top of that. It'll blend them together very well. I kind of like taking the darkest shade, going to the lightest shade, and then going like back up. I think that helps blend everything out really well. Going back to the Conspiracy palette, I'm going to take the 213 brush and go into the shade Pigment. This is going to be that middle pink shade. And I'm going to do the same thing with this. I'm going to blend it to that darker shade, and then I'm going to blend it towards the lighter shade. The lightest shade I'm using is called My Pills. Putting that in the inner corner and then blending out. This shade will really help blend the rest of the shades together because it's really light, but it adds that light ombre color and then blends everything out. So now that Thanksgiving is officially over, it's technically, not to me, but technically it's time for Christmas, and I'm going to start decorating with my husband for Christmas because he loves decorating Christmas right after Thanksgiving. So technically it's Christmas time now. It's not Thanksgiving time anymore. I'm gonna start decorating for Christmas probably this next weekend or something when we get time to. Something I do love about Christmas, even though I don't really care for Christmas that much, I do love decorating for Christmas now that we have our own house and like we can decorate it the way we want to. I enjoy decorating for Christmas because I have a lot more say in how the decorations are instead of like living with our parents and them like really making the decisions because it's their house. It makes it a lot more fun when you get to make the decisions about how decorations are put up and when they're put up and how they're put up. I'm gonna go back into that middle shade and add that again because I feel like I'm losing it a little bit. I feel like we start looking for presents late, but I can't wait to start like going out and like actually getting the Christmas presents for everybody because I love giving Christmas presents. Love it. It is going to be one of those years though that's going to be like a lot of gift cards, which I hate, but there's not a lot of things that a lot of our siblings want. So I'm probably going to be getting my sister gift cards and my brother and his wife gift cards because they just had a new baby, so I don't really know if they're going to be looking for a bunch of random stuff because like the baby's a newborn and I'm sure they're more worried about that baby than really getting stuff for them. So I was thinking gift cards would help a lot because there might be some things that they need to get for the baby or the 2 other kids that they have. So they're kind of like in a change in their family. So I just feel like getting them too much stuff or getting them anything they don't really know they want or not will be too much. So I think gift cards are an easy thing to do because you're still giving them like money, but they can like go get what they what they'd like instead of you trying to figure it out and them not really knowing what they want. To fix this cut crease shape, I'm going to go in with a flat eyeshadow brush with that Not a Fact shade, and I'm going to go right over top of that cut crease. And this will just help define the shape that was messed up. And I'm not really blending out, I am kind of swiping, but that's just to get that pigment on there and make a nice straight line. So you can already tell it's starting to define the cut crease a bit more. I'm going to take whatever's left over on the brush and go above that pigment. Probably shouldn't say pigment since one of the eyeshadow colors is called pigment. I'm going to go above that eyeshadow color and just blend it out. But I'm not going to blend the cut crease. I hate when one eye looks better than the other and you feel like you've done the same thing on both sides. And it really bugs me because this cut crease, like the ombre, is really good. This one, I don't know if I've like over blended it or what. But it's really hard to see the individual colors, and I wanted to see the individual colors, but it'd still be blended nicely, so I don't know what I did wrong. Taking a clean, fluffy brush, this is specifically the BareMinerals, the blending brush. I'm going to take this and go right over top of that purple, and then kind of blend it out to the outer third. I just want to blend that in, but being very careful not to blend the cut crease. If you have a smaller brush for this, this would work better, but the small brush that I used it for black, so I'm not going to use that to blend this out because then I'll get black everywhere. Using that same flat eyeshadow brush, I'm going to go into the black shade again, which is my rides here, and I'm going to do the same thing. I feel like this just gives like a really nice contrast to that pink. Then it'll darken that purple up. And this will define that cut crease a bit more. And I'm going to do the same thing and just blend it out right above where I put that pigment at. When it comes to this edge part, I do take my finger and kind of blend it. I feel like that helps blend it into the rest of the colors. I feel like the brush doesn't really do a good job. Another thing I like to do to help define those colors and where that cut crease is going back into those shades and just making a really nice definite line between the darker shades and the cut crease. So I'm just going back into the same 3 shades, making sure that it's like right up against that dark black shade. Really feel like the lightest shade in this really helps define where the beginning of that cut crease is. Going back in with that first brush that I used before into the Not a Fact shade, and I add that purple back in and then help blend this purple into the pink on that outer third. I am kind of going over top of that shade above the cut crease, just a little bit. Last thing I like to do before I do eyeliner, I like to take a translucent powder. This is specifically the L'Oreal Paris Hydra Perfect loose powder. Now I'm going to take the blending brush by the BareMinerals that I used before, and I'm going to use this to really taper out this color and blend it out, because I always feel like it looks extra harsh in these edges when you use a dark color. So I want to make sure it's nice and blended. This won't disrupt the colors at all because I'm not really adding any color. I'm just kind of diffusing the colors that are already there. Now I'm going to take the tape off, clean up underneath if I need to. Then I'm going to do eyeliner off camera because I will mess it up. The eyeliner I'm going to use is the NYX Epic Ink Liner in the shade Black. This is what it looks like with eyeliner, so I'm going to go off camera and finish my base, and then I'll be back to finish the eye look. I'm back. I finished the left eye. Now I'm going to finish the right eye. For the under eye, I'm going to use the pigment shade out of the Conspiracy palette. I'm going to dust it underneath of my waterline. I already tight lined and aligned my waterline, that way I didn't have to worry about it. When I started filming again, I used the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in the shade Black Bean. For mascara, I'm going to use the Benefit Mascara, they're Real. For the inner corner and for the rest of my highlight, I'm going to use the shade Ranch. I thought about using a pretty pink shade out of another palette, but I just did not like it as soon as I put it on. So I changed my mind, and this Ranch shade is a nice pretty like white highlighter shade. It's technically a shimmer shade, it's not a highlighter shade, but I like using it as a highlighter shade, so I am using that instead. I like it a lot more. I feel like the pink kind of disturbed the cut crease a little bit more than I liked. I like the cut crease to still look like a cut crease, but then have like a really nice highlighted point. Also gonna put this on my brow bone. The shade is so pigmented too, and I love it. I'm gonna take a 510 brush and dust this on my cheekbones, on the highlighted point of my forehead. I'm going to use the 213 brush to highlight my nose. I'm going to go on the bridge and on the tip of my nose and just blend it out with my finger. Taking the 510 brush again, I'm going to dust this on my Cupid's bow and down to my chin. Now that I'm done with the face, I'm going to use the Urban Decay All Nighter Ultra Matte Setting Spray. For lips, I want to do like a pink to nude with a gloss on top. So for the lip liner, I'm going to use the NYX Lips Pencil in the shade Nude Pink. I'm going to use this to fill in like the outer corners. For lipstick, I'm going to use the Jeffree Star Velour Liquid Lipstick in the shade Celebrity Skin. I'm going to blend that into the pink liner with my finger. For lip gloss, I'm going to use the MAC Lip Glass. So that is the completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It is my goal to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year, so I would greatly appreciate you guys hitting that subscribe button. I like hearing y'all's feedback, so please comment down below with anything you'd like to tell me or any future videos you'd like to see. Until next time, bye.